make some noise for your CIU Rams. Starting tonight for CIU, a junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, wearing number 2, Apple Pumps Kanaya Watkins. A grad student from Charleston, South Carolina, wearing number 5, backed by popular demand, Jordan Sproul. And a junior from Revere Beach, Florida, wearing number 14, with a number 1 motor size, Brittany Brown. A junior from Columbus, Ohio, wearing number 22, Amani's mama, Jordan McQueen. A freshman from Cedar Park, Texas, wearing number 24, the freshman phenom Zion Leeds. And coaches here in the first season, Daniel Fleming, assisted by Aaron Fleming, Kennedy Jones, and Isaiah McQueen. These are your CIU Rams. Let's play ball.
And welcome in to the CIU Sports Network here on a Thursday evening, Columbia, South Carolina, for this Appalachian Athletic Conference women's basketball matchup. Here tonight, St. Andrews takes on the home team, Columbia International. Kate Crenshaw here with you alongside Jeff McElwain for tonight's broadcast. Glad to have you all here with us. Now, if you will notice on the floor, the biggest stark difference you'll see from these teams before the ball is even tipped is roster size. Columbia International coming into this game with 16 rostered available players. The flip side can't be said the same for St. Andrews. Just 6 rostered players available for tonight's game, making the trip down. So it's going to be a big-time look for them to see how they manage their roster size, make sure they can stay fresh, and most importantly, stay out of foul trouble. And we are underway with the Rams getting the first possession of the night. Zion Neat, the freshman, with last game's buzzer beater win over Montreat College. She gets her first start tonight. Can't get the bucket to go. Now headed the opposite way for St. Andrews. Patience Parker defended between the circles at the top of the key. 9:34 left here in the first half, and she's going to be whistled for a double dribble. Jeff McElwain here with us today. Jeff, you look at the depleted roster size of St. Andrews, and what's the biggest key for them to make sure they stay competitive in a game where their opponent outranks them in roster by almost 3 times as much?
Well, the biggest key in a game like this is always playing hard, flying around, and just having your teammates back. Yes, they might be undermanned on the roster, but don't be surprised if they come out with plenty of fight here early on.
Parker crosses the timeline here, 9:12 on the game clock. Now passes to the left wing. Top of the key is Natalie Graham now. She looked inside of the high post, decides to kick it left side. Now driving inside the paint through the right lane, as Dominique Cook can't get the basket to fall. 8:55 left here in the first quarter. Watkins now in transition. 3-point corner shot can't fall by Jordan McQueen, and the Knights are headed the opposite way. Still looking for the first bucket of this game for either team. Stolen away by Watkins. She's going to be headed the other way, streaking in transition. She's all by herself. Can't get the layup to go, but Neat's put back. She looked to have a good look. She can't get that one to fall. But Jordan Sproul, CIU's all-time leading scorer, there for her first points and the first points of tonight's game. Patience Parker, junior guard from Bladenboro, North Carolina, bringing it up the floor for St. Andrews. Now inside to Randrea Gamble. Shot too strong, but she does draw the foul from Jordan Sproul. Her first personal foul of tonight's game. Team's first personal as well. That'll send Gamble to the line, a freshman from Miramar, Florida. Palmore gets the lucky bounce, and she'll get that one to knock in with 8:07 left here in the first quarter. Two for two from the charity stripe for Elijah Palmore. Neat now on the left wing. She kicks it to the left corner to McQueen. Now back up top is Watkins. She's going to move the ball now right side. Far side's Brittany Brown. St. Andrews showing a 2-3 spread out zone, trying to shut off the interior paint and make CIU shoot it from the outside. Neat now drives inside left wing, kicks it back out. Watkins from the left wing, can't get it to go, off the mark. Offensive rebound though from McQueen, and Brown will have 13 on the shot clock. McQueen now on the right perimeter, back up top. Brown from the right wing, too strong off the back rim. Rebound brought down by Palmore. 7:20 left here in the first quarter. A game all tied up at 2. Jeff, for a team that maybe is depleted in numbers, St. Andrews sure is playing a competitive game thus far.
Of course, and we knew that they were going to come out here with a ton of fight. They're a tough coach team. They're coming out here early on, trying to give CIU a good battle.
Cook shoots up a shot from deep. As the shot clock expires, she can't get it to fall, but she will recover on the defensive end, knocking the pass loose intended for Zion Neat. Neat will have it here on the near sideline. Go ahead, Jeff.
Also note, St. Andrews is also in the zone to conserve energy. They've got limited people playing tonight, so they've got to beware of wearing out their legs here early on.
McQueen shot too strong off the back glass. 6:33 left here in the first quarter. Going the opposite way is Dominique Cook. She avoids drawing the offensive charge and gets the bucket to fall off the glass. Neat from deep. She got it from downtown. Zion Neat, the freshman from Cedar Park, Texas, with her first points of the game. Parker, she's going to move right to left. Now inside is Palmore, defended by Spruill. They go back out to the right wing to Natalie Graham from deep. She can't get that one to fall.
And it is clear, Cade, that St. Andrews is trying to get the Rams in foul trouble inside, continuously going inside to their post player, just being big and trying to get a bucket at the rim.
Inside is Brown. She's going to draw the personal foul on Patience Parker, excuse me. That's going to be an on-the-floor foul, so they'll take it out of bounds underneath their own basket. New faces in new places for both squads. And I think one thing we see here, Jeff, that Coach Fleming is doing from a strategy standpoint, obviously the most at a time substitution that St. Andrews can have is one, they just put their substitute in. But you look on the flip side for CIU, getting 3 fresh bodies onto the floor, continually staying fresh, and making this really just a game of stamina down the stretch. 5:21 left here in our opening quarter. 5-4 our score. Columbia International leading this one early. Rebound brought down by Dominique Cook. And they now go to the left corner to Harmony Davidson. And she gets the bucket to fall off the back glass with her left hand. St. Andrews retakes their lead, 6-5 now here, under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. McQueen goes inside to Hannah Trawick, now far side to Madison Farrar from three-point territory. Too strong off the back rim, brought down once again by Cook. If Cook can put the points on the board, she might well have a double-double by the end of tonight's game. Shot off the mark, brought down by Neat. She's going to bring it up the floor here now for Columbia International. McQueen from the left wing gets the lucky bounce off the front rim. Jordan McQueen with her first points of today's game. And it gives CIU a lead of 2 now with 4:22 left in the first quarter. Rams leading this one 8-6. Cook on the left wing. She's going to be defended by Zion Neat. Rams going with a man-to-man defense here. Shot no good. Inside to Hannah Trawick, who had the lane to herself. She could have pitched a tent and camped for the weekend with as much space as she had. 4:02 left here in the first quarter. Timeout taken by St. Andrews. 10-6 our score. Columbia International leading this one early. And Jeff, really not a bad start if you're St. Andrews. They come in obviously depleted roster, but they're playing very competitive, and nobody has gotten into foul trouble thus far. No fouls for St. Andrews. One foul. One personal foul on Patience Parker within the first 6 minutes. If you want to keep your players active and be able to put substitutes in, that's a good start.
Yeah, if you're St. Andrews, you're happy with this start to the game. Only down by 4 points to a hot team within CIU. So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, you're very happy. You hope to slow down their offense and try to get good looks on the offensive end.
Inbounds coming now from St. Andrews, and we see a full court press from Danielle Fleming and the Rams.
Smart move by coach, wanting to wear into their legs early. Since they do only have 6 active players on the roster tonight, get everybody moving around. Let's tire some people out.
10 seconds left on the game shot clock, 3:40 on the game clock. Hannah Treywick whistled for her first personal foul. What a game Treywick had just this past Tuesday. Coming off of the bench, had 8 points for the Rams. She was pivotal in that 2-point victory over Monterey College, not to mention shot very well. Finished with 50% from the field on Tuesday night.
Yeah, she was a huge part of the win the other night. And here she is starting off to a good start tonight already with a quick 2 points. But I see she's off to also a quick 2 fouls. 2
quick fouls for Hannah Treywick. Here still in the first quarter, we're going to see more of Jordan Spruill obviously stepping back into the game now for Treywick. And she'll head to the bench with 2 fouls. Harmony Davidson, senior from Manassas, Virginia, steps to the charity stripe here. The Rams lead this one by 4. First free throw will bounce out as we have a few more fans filing in here today in Columbia. For 2 from the charity stripe is Davidson.
If I'm the Rams here, I try to get a high-low look. They ran that play before with Miss Neat in the high post, and when she cut to the rim, she was open. They just missed her that time.
Farrar's pass is a little too soft, and it's going to be stolen away by St. Andrews. The Knights are now in transition. Opposite end of the floor is Dominique Cook. She lays it in with the left hand to cut this Rams lead back to 2. Spruill now at the top of the key. Looked for the cut to McQueen. Pass is going to be poked out of bounds, though, by Natalie Graham of St. Andrews. So it'll stay Rams basketball here on the near sideline. Farrar will take it out. Inbounds will go right back to her. She stands on the left wing. Back to Howard now. They're going to move it right to left. Far side is Walls. Now Spruill, top of the key. Right wing, McQueen. 4 on the shot clock. Inside to Spruill on the high post. She gets it to fall. Jordan Spruill getting the bucket to go off the glass.
The Rams running a nice flex action, trying to move bodies, find the open cutter, and they find Spruill that time wide open for the layup.
McQueen on the opposite end. Can't get it to go too strong off the back rim. Cook, transition bucket off the front rim. Brought down by Walls. Now in transition is Quanika Howard. Left side McQueen. She's going to drive into the paint with the left hand off the glass. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 14-8 our score. Ball is loose. And Parker's going to be whistled for the travel, and it'll be Rams basketball. Elijah Palmore back onto the floor for St. Andrews as Parker will step off. Jordan McQueen steps aside for Columbia International, and Larissa Lee onto the floor. Howard looked at the three-point shot now. She swings it to the right wing. Inside now to Spruill. Attacks the block once again, but she's going to be whistled for a travel. Once again, Columbia International going with this full court press. St. Andrews is able to break it as Dominique Cook draws a foul off of Madison Farrar here with 1:29 left in the first quarter. That'll be Farrar's first personal. Farrar recovers herself, though. She intercepts that inbounds pass. Now up the floor to Walls. Sidesteps the defender. Gets the floater to go. Tiana Walls, the sophomore guard from Clover. Her first points of today's game. Once again, defensive effort from Columbia International results in another Knights turnover. 1:06 left here on our game clock. 18 on the shot clock. Walls on the right wing. They're going to swing it back around to the left side. Top of the key, back to Ferrara. Looking to go inside. Ferrara pulls up from 3 with 9 on the shot clock. Off the front rim. 49 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 16-8 our score. Cook drives in the paint. Left-handed layup falls. Dominique Cook, a big offensive force thus far for St. Andrews. 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. There is approximately 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Larissa Lee from downtown, too strong off the back rim. Rebound, though, by Walls. Her putback won't go. Rebound by Palmore. Davidson now, shot clock turned off. 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 7 now. Davidson stands at the top of the key. She drives in the paint. 4 seconds on the clock. Ball is loose on the ground. They're not going to get the shot off. Shot did come off, but it's too strong from Natalie Graham. That wraps up the first quarter. 16-10 our score. Columbia International leading this one over St. Andrews. We'll be back for more action here in a moment on the CIU Sports Network. Back here for second quarter action on the CIU Sports Network. Kate Crenshaw alongside Jeff McElwain. 16-10 our score coming out of the first quarter break. Columbia International leading this one over St. Andrews. Patience Parker back into the game for the Knights. She'll get the first touch here in the second quarter. She dishes off to Graham, who moves left to right. Handoff, though, will go to Gamble now. She stands between the circles. They try going inside to Palmore. 12-foot jumper won't fall.
And notice how the Rams are getting key stops and then sprinting on offense, getting down court quickly, trying to tire out the St. Andrews legs.
Inside from Walls.
It's a good bit of contact on that one.
Off the mark. 9:23 left here in the first half. Play call comes in from interim head coach Ignacio Menendez for the Knights. Pass too far, off the mark. Now in transition is Walls. She's going to keep it herself. Too strong off the glass. Loose rebound, and Walls touched it as she was coming back in from out of bounds. So it'll be Knights basketball here. Patience Parker steps off for St. Andrews. Davidson back on the floor. The full court press obviously being effective here early on for the Rams, resulting in a number of turnovers by the Knights. Rams will have it on the far sideline. Walls will have the inbounds. It'll go to Howard. St. Andrews showing a 2-3 zone, trying to conserve as much energy as they can. Three-point shot too strong. By Austin. 8:43. Hard fall there from Dominique Cook. She appears to be okay, but Tiana Walls is whistled for the personal foul. Walls was a big-time contributor the last time these two teams faced off, 9 points back in 2019. First free throw is good. 8:41 left here in the first half, 16-11 our score. We see Kanaya Watkins back onto the floor now for the Rams, the speedy point guard. Quinnica Howard, though, will bring it up the floor. The Rams leading by 4. Much of the starting lineup, if not, all 5 of the starting lineup back onto the floor for the Rams, I do believe. Neat drives inside, kicks it back out. 3-point shot from McQueen off the back iron. Jordan Spruill once again picking up a personal foul.
I believe that is her second.
That will be her second personal foul. Madison Farrar will step back onto the floor for Spruill. And that puts Columbia International in a tough position because St. Andrews, while they're limited in roster size, they do have height size, especially underneath the basket. And you look at CIU, well, they just, 2 of their best inside players, in Jordan Spruill and Hannah Trawick, both with 2 early fouls here with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Neat drives inside, keeps it herself, gets it to go in the lane. And that extends the lead back to 6. Neat contributing on the defensive end as well, intercepts it. But she picks up a personal foul. Ignacio Menendez, the interim coach for St. Andrews, not too happy with the play of his offense so far. They're getting it done on the defensive side, but offensively, they have to figure out how to beat this press, and they have to put points on the board outside of the free throw line. Patience Parker, she stood alone at the top of the key, undefended, but called out a play first. Now moving the ball around as Paulmore inside. Shot won't go. Rams leading by 6. Far side, Madison Ferrara kicks it back to Watkins. Now Howard at the top of the key. Neat from downtown. No good. Brought down by Parker. Pass poked loose and stolen away by Ferrara. It's 2-on-1. She dishes to Quinnica Howard in the paint. And Howard extends the Rams' lead back to 8. Here with 6:50 in the first half.
Until St. Andrews figures out how to beat this trap, they're just going to keep turning the ball over and giving up easy points to CIU.
Speaking of turnovers, now McQueen in transition. She kicks it to Watkins on the right wing. She'll pull up from 3-point range. Shot too short. But Neat's there for the offensive board. The putback is good. Timeout taken by St. Andrews. The largest lead of the game now for the Rams as they're starting to pull away in this one thanks to their defensive efforts. 6:29 left here in the first half. 22-12 our score. We'll be back momentarily here on the CIU Sports Network. .6:29 left here in the first half in Columbia. CIU leading St. Andrews 22-12. Jeff, you look at this St. Andrews team and such a strong start from them, a very promising start to this game. Well, really a lot of optimism filled the gym here. But slowly but surely as the game's gone on, we've seen them with only 5 or 6 rostered players. Obviously, the energy and stamina is starting to lower a little bit. And mainly thanks to CIU's defense, you can just tell St. Andrews is becoming a little drained.
Yes, they're exhausted, and it's pretty obvious at this point. They were fighting hard at first, but the press just has them too tired. They're having to fly around, having to sprint, beat the press up and down the floor, then come back down and play defense. That's a very hard task to do.
6:06 left here in the first half. Rams leading by 10, their largest lead of the game so far. And that lead has slowly but surely grown here throughout the second quarter. Harmony Davidson at the top of the key. She's going to kick it left side to Gamble. Now back to the top of the key as Cook from three-point range. Shot too strong off the back iron.
And the Rams are out in transition again.
Brown tries dumping a pass along the baseline to Neat. It's poked loose out of bounds. 5:45 on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock for the Rams. Plenty of time to set up and execute a nice offensive play here as they'll have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Brown will take it out. Quick inbounds to Watkins in the corner. They go right back to Brown, but the pass is too low. She has to pick it up off of her feet. Watkins will bring it back up top and reset the offense. 10 now on the shot clock. Brown from three-point range from the corner. Too strong. Brought down by McQueen. They go back to Watkins. She's going to drive inside the paint. Floater won't go. Knocked out of bounds by Dominique Cook. 14 on the shot clock. Correction, 20 on the shot clock. 5:23 left here on the game clock. Watkins looked at the three-point shot. She dishes it back to McQueen. Now Neat will drive inside. Floater with the right hand. Zion Neat gets the floater to go once again. The one thing, if you're St. Andrews, you don't want made buckets because that allows the Rams to avoid the transition play defensively and set up this press. Top of the key now is Graham. She goes right side to Gamble. Now inside to Palmore, who they've been trying to get going offensively. The shots just aren't falling. Farrer in transition now. Falls hard to the floor. She appears to be okay. Fouled on the layup. The transition bucket. She'll head to the line shooting two is Natalie Graham. Picking up her first personal foul here in today's contest for St. Andrews. .449 left here in the first half. CIU's lead now to 12. Farrar can't make it 13. Shot too strong off the back iron. Farrar did not have too many shots last game, but the shot she threw up definitely contributed to the victory. 11 points on Tuesday for Farrar. Palmore needs to cross that timeline soon. She does get it across now. The right corner to Graham from three-point range. She gets it. The first offensive spark we've seen from St. Andrews in a while as they cut the lead back down to 10 with 4:27 to go. Here in the first half, Farrar from three. She can't respond. Neat nearly had the offensive board, and she's fouled as she brought it down.
And the reason St. Andrews was able to score so easily on that play was because they finally beat the press by passing. Finding the open person, hitting them right on the money, able to find a three-point shooter and open in the corner.
They go to Neat once again. She's fouled inside as Cook will pick up a personal foul. I believe that's going to be her first personal. One thing about St. Andrews is, yes, they have 3 team fouls thus far, but at least they have spread out the fouls. Much like Oprah, you get a foul, you get a foul, you get a foul. If you're going to stay in the game, you've got to spread them out. 4:18 left here in the first half. Neat gets her first free throw to fall. Neat, the freshman from Cedar Park, Texas, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Defended heavily here in the press. They get it across, and up top is Graham, who just had the three-point shot. She goes to Cook on the left wing. Shot too strong, brought down by Watkins. 4 minutes left here in the first half. Watkins keeps herself, sidesteps the defender, will draw the foul. Bucket won't go. Watkins did come up slightly limping, so we'll keep an eye on that, but she'll head to the line shooting two. Mary Catherine Athlaw will step onto the floor for CIU and for Jordan McQueen as Watkins steps to the line shooting two. Watkins, a very good free throw shooter for this Rams team, shooting 81% from the line so far through 18 games this season. She's 2 for 2 there. 3:56 left here in the first half. And Zion Neat with just an unnecessary foul there on the inbounds press, trying to deflect Palmore's recovery. And we're going to see Neat step aside here with 2 personals. Hannah Trawick, although she has 2 personals as well, will step back onto the floor. Ball poked loose, stolen away, bucket up and good from Brittany Brown. They're going to get it in here to Parker. 3:40 left on the game clock here in the first half. Brown playing excellent defense, and you talk about defensive intensity, that's what you're seeing right here from the Rams. Graham puts up a 3-point shot, too strong off the back iron, but an offensive board brought down by the Knights. Davidson moves right to left. She now stands at the left wing on the perimeter. They try going inside. Graham looks like she slipped up in the paint. Might have been an intended target. 4 on the shot clock now. Parker drives inside. Can't get it to go off the glass. 3:08 left here in the first half. Rams lead it by 16. MC Outlaw from 3. Too strong. Brought down by Graham. 31-15 our score, under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Press backed off from the Rams here. Parker crosses over right to left, finds the open teammate, and that's Davidson. Her shot will rim out. Offensive board, though, by Parker. She looks for a teammate to get it open to. She finds Gamble. Davidson might have had the open wing shot, but her dribble is going to be stolen away by Watkins, and you're not going to catch her. She's in transition. Kanaya Watkins with a bucket off the glass. She'll lay it in transition.
You see that Ram pressure getting to St. Andrews as their players are winded, and they're just throwing the ball all over the place.
1v1 in transition from Davidson. Her shot will bounce off the bottom of the backboard. Watkins now from the low post. Off the backboard.
Good move by Watkins.
3-on-2 now from St. Andrews. Natalie Graham with the downtown shot. The junior from York, South Carolina. Very much a hometown game for her. Just a few miles up the road from York County here in Richland County. 1:48 to go here in the first half. 33-18 our score. Jeff, you look at this St. Andrews team, obviously you can see that the energy aspect is getting to them, or the lack thereof, I should say. Columbia International, we're seeing tons of rotation, tons of fresh bodies, and obviously the defensive intensity, not only in the forecourt game, but also in the half-court game as well. For St. Andrews, you want me to make this game as competitive as you can nearing towards halftime. How do you try to find that extra burst to beat this half-court and full-court press?
Yeah, and as a coach, all you have to do is, you really just look for your team to dig in deep here, give it your absolute all, and just keep fighting. These are unfortunate circumstances, but girls out there are fighting hard, and it's very obvious that they're not giving up and that they are pushing CIU to their limits as they force a turnover right there.
Outlaw looked for the pump fake. She's going to be whistled for the travel. Once again, the Rams pressing here full court. 33-18 our score, 1:36 left. Long form pass to Gamble, and she gets the lucky bounce. 20 points now on the board for the Knights. They trail by 13 here with 1:22 left. Quanika Howard swings it left side now to Brown, who's quietly had herself a nice day, both offensively and defensively. MC Outlaw now on the left wing. They go inside to Trawick. Back to Brown. Shot too strong off the glass. Brought down by Dominique Cook.
But that is the right pass and the right cut. Just finished with the wrong hand, but that is exactly what you're looking for against the zone.
Parker now stands near half court. She's going to move right to left. 51 seconds on the game clock. 12 now on the shot clock for the Knights. Cook went up for the shot. Austin was able to poke it loose. 5 on the shot clock. Graham has to put something up. Palmore, 2 on the shot clock now. And that will be a shot clock violation.
Great defensive stand by the Rams. They forced the issue there and forced yet another turnover.
36 and 8/10 of a second left here in the first half. Roughly a 7-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Quinnica Howard stands at the top of the key. She goes left side to Outlaw, now left baseline to Trawick. Her cross-court pass is going to be intercepted by Cook now in transition with 20 seconds left. She gets the bucket to go and one. Dominique Cook with opportunity for a three-point play, and this would be huge for St. Andrews with just over 17 seconds left here in the first half. This can make it a 10-point game. Harmony Davidson at the scorer's table, set to check in for St. Andrews following Cook's free throw. She banks it off the front glass, but maybe it worked out in their favor as Palmore is there for the offensive board and putback. The lead's been cut to single digits. The Rams lead this one by 9. 6 seconds on the game clock. Howard now to MC Outlaw. She pulls up from three with the left wing, too strong. Off the front rim, no good, and that'll end out the first half. 33-24 our score. Columbia International leading this one at times by as much as 14. That lead now cut down to 9 points. Obviously, you look here, Jeff, 15-minute halftime. That's really just going to be a breathing and relaxing period for St. Andrews. I don't expect them to have much of a halftime shoot-around or try to stay warm. Really just try to stay cool and cool off a little bit. Yes,
for sure. And honestly, if you're the coach here, you can't ask for too much more out of your team here. You know, they're giving it their all, and that's very obvious. If I'm him, I'd be happy with a 9-point differential.
We'll be back here in about 14 minutes with you here on the CIU Sports Network, so make sure you stay tuned. This has been a competitive game throughout the first half. I expect just as much in our final 20 minutes. 33-24 our halftime score. Columbia International leading St. Andrews. We'll be back for more action here in moments on the CIU Sports Network. Second half action just moments away here in Columbia. 33 seconds before the start of the third quarter, and coming out of halftime, Columbia International leads this one by 9, 33-24. Kate Crenshaw alongside Jeff McElwain here with you on this Thursday night for this AAC women's basketball matchup. And, you know, Jeff, we talked with head coach Danielle Fleming there at halftime of the Rams, and she was not happy with her team's first half performance. Although they hold a 9-point lead, she wasn't happy with how they were executing, especially on the offensive end.
Well, yeah, that's obvious, and you can understand her frustration. It seemed at times her team was lackadaisical out there, you know, very nonchalant. And I think it just showed, you know, effort is a big part of the game, and St. Andrews may be undermanned, but they are not short on effort. She
told me there at halftime, just point blank, this is not her version of CIU basketball. She said, you will. She guaranteed me, not I hope to. She said, you will see something different here in the third quarter. We are underway as Columbia International comes out of halftime. There, Zion Neat swings it back to the right side. Into the hands now of Jordan Spruill, who had 2 early first half fouls and didn't see much action. Zion Neat now at the top of the key, the halftime leading scorer for the Rams with 11 points. Spruill drives inside, but her dribble will bounce off her own foot out of bounds, and it'll be Knights basketball. Four-court pressure once again for the St. Andrews team. If you're just now joining us, to catch you up on things, St. Andrews, they are depleted in terms of roster size due to a number of reasons. But they only traveled here today with 6 eligible players. So obviously only 1 substitute at a time for this St. Andrews squad. But they're doing the best with what they've got. And what they've done so far has been a remarkable job, both offensively and defensively. They just have to keep their energy high and stay active and stay loose. Inbounds goes to Graham at the top of the key. She's defended closely by Watkins. She can take it right side now to Dominique Cook, who moves right to left. 9-10 left here in the third quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Cook pulls up from 3 from the right wing, and she gets it to go. Watkins now up the floor on the other end for Columbia International. On the right wing, she's going to be whistled for the travel after the jab step. Under 9 minutes to play here. CIU's lead down to 6. Inbounds pass is deflected by Brown and now stolen away by Spruill. The CIU in offense will look to get some points on the board here in the second half. And Neat will pick up her 3rd personal foul there on an offensive charging penalty.
If you're the Rams here, you got to get the ball moving a lot, way quicker, way faster. Get everybody involved, move bodies around, because just making simple passes, watching where you're passing to, that's not going to give you a win in this game tonight. Whether you have 6 people or not, you have to go out there and play hard. And it seems right now St. Andrews just wants it more.
Jordan Spruill picking up her 3rd personal foul, so she'll sit at the bench too. And, you know, Jeff, one thing I noticed while you were speaking there, Zion Neat obviously frustrated with her play. She's put points on the board. She has 11 points, 6 rebounds coming out of halftime. But that's 3 personal fouls, not playing the game she usually plays, especially after getting the starting nod here earlier tonight after the great game she had, including the buzzer beater shot to win the game last Tuesday over Montreat College. Pass intercepted over the middle by Jordan McQueen. 8:26 left here in the third quarter. She's in transition, and her bucket will go off the glass.
And back to what you were saying, Cade. Miss Neat's frustration is understood, given that she's a driver. She likes to get to the paint. She's a physical player, and she can't get to her spots because they're just bodies in the way.
Patience Parker whistled for the travel call for St. Andrews. And we're going to see their only substitute check in for Parker. That's going to be Harmony Davidson. 8:10 left here in the third quarter. Columbia International leading 35-27. Watkins at the top of the key. She's been very quiet tonight in terms of the stat sheet. She has a pass stolen away there by Palomore. Up the floor now to Cook. She has the inside paint. Shot off the glass, off the mark. Now in transition is Watkins. 3-on-2. She keeps it herself. Shot too strong off the back iron. She did have Madison Farrar on the right wing to herself. Watkins keeps it herself but can't get the shot to go. Other end, though, Cook responds. And St. Andrews may have a little momentum to kick off the third quarter. That halftime break was the refresher that they just needed. And Brittany Brown called for the offensive foul on a push-off.
She is in disbelief, but she did extend that arm. That is an offensive foul.
Brown tries penetrating the paint right there along the baseline, like Jeff mentioned, extends that arm. Just her first personal foul, but nonetheless it's a big one as the momentum continues to shift, and a long pass from Natalie Graham. And I do not believe St. Andrews has a football team, but if they do, they maybe have just found their next quarterback. Dominique Cook, though, gets it to go off the glass.
They indeed do have one, and I believe they are recruiting, so you never know what could happen.
Timeout taken on the floor by CIU. 7:12 to go here in the third quarter. You know, Coach Fleming told us she was not happy with their first half play. I can only imagine what she feels like now looking at the Rams' second half play thus far. A halftime lead of 9, trimmed down to just 4 here with 7:12 to go in the third quarter. A couple Rams, Zion Neat, Jordan Sproul, both in foul trouble with 3 apiece, not to mention a number of others, including Hannah Trawick, who's on the 2 deep with Sproul for dominant post play. She has 2 fouls. In the game, though, for the Rams is Trawick, as well as Madison Farrar, Quinika Howard, Jordan McQueen, and Tiana Wells. St. Andrews sticking with their same 5. Inbounds will be Rams basketball as Howard crosses the timeline between the circles at the top of the key. She's going to work it right to left, now into the hands of Farrar. Corner to Trawick. She goes cross court to Walls, a dangerous pass, but Walls is able to corral it. And this 2-3 zone is absolutely shutting off the interior for the Rams. Great defensive presence there by St. Andrews, but McQueen's able to break through with the finger roll. Up the floor now to Davidson in transition. Left-handed layup off the glass.
St. Andrews has cut it to a 4-point game.
The closest this game has been since the first quarter. Just in the early goings. 6:23 left here in the third quarter. 13 on the shot clock for the Rams. Dribble stolen away by Davidson. Beautiful pass up the floor to Gamble. Her layup is too strong off the glass, though, off the mark. Now in transition are the Rams. Farrar with the running right-hander gets it to go in the lane. The lead back to 6.
Smooth crossover, a nice right-hand finish, little floater to extend the Rams' lead.
Davidson picks up her dribble on the left side. Farrar there to poke it away. Can she save it from going out of bounds? She does, but St. Andrews is there to recover. Randria Gamble bringing it across the floor now, and you look at Madison Farrar, transfer in from Hendersonville, Tennessee, out of Pittsburgh State University. You know, she's been a very consistent player here tonight, both offensively but especially defensively for the Rams, as they've had their shooting miscues and defensive scheme really just not working out. She's been very consistent here tonight. She has possession there on the left wing. She's going to swing it back right side to Howard. They tried going inside, but found a wide open Jordan McQueen on the left wing. From downtown, Jordan McQueen with the 3-point shot. The lead's back to 7. Patience Parker back onto the floor for Harmony Davidson and St. Andrews. 5:05 to go here in the third quarter. Parker now up the floor. Cook looked at the 3-point shot, drives inside and is able to draw the foul. And I believe she's going to be headed to the charity stripe. Tiana Walls picking up her second personal foul here in this one, and it will indeed be Dominique Cook, the junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina. At the free throw line, she'll sink the first. And to tell you and show you just how much this St. Andrews team has changed since last year, Cook, 8 points coming off the bench the last time these two teams met. She's had a huge game thus far. 4:55 to go here in the third quarter. Howard picks up her dribble at the top of the key. She's going to kick it now left side to the baseline now with Trawick. Cross court to Walls, 18 on the shot clock. Walls went for the reverse lay-in with the right hand, and she's fouled as she was bringing it up by Asia Palmore. Be Palmore's second personal foul. The first team foul this quarter for St. Andrews, as Walls will sink the first of her 2 free throws, the sophomore from Clover. Two for 2 from the charity stripe is Tiana Walls. Graham takes it out of bounds. Be careful not to get a 5-second call here. St. Andrews does get it in. Ball is loose, stolen away by McQueen. And McQueen has the ball poked loose, but she is fouled. It'll be the second team foul this quarter, as Patience Parker will pick up the personal. That'll be her second. Some conversation here between referees on the floor. Not sure what they might be deciding on, but play stays the same. 4:36 left here in the third quarter. McQueen backing up her post player. Try kicking to the right corner to Farrar, but Graham's there, standing in the path of the pass. Palmore with the 16-foot jumper just inside the three-point line. Asia Palmore with a big-time bucket there. The lead cut down to 5.
If I'm the Rams here, I'm being aggressive. They've only got 6 players, as we've mentioned previously. Just continuously be aggressive, go to the rim, try to get them in foul trouble. They don't have endless bodies to throw at you, so if you continuously get fouls called, people will have to leave the game.
And you mentioned foul trouble, and that can be a synonym with Tiana Walls. She just picked up her 3rd personal foul for Columbia International. So we're going to see her head to the bench along with Hannah Trawick and Watkins and Spruill, who also has 3 personal fouls. Step back onto the floor here.
Yes, and if the Rams continue to get into more foul trouble, look for them to switch to a zone and try to alleviate a little bit of that trouble.
44-39 our score, and you can see here on your screens how St. Andrews go ahead and getting back defensively, as Gamble will sink the second free throw. They want to go ahead and be set, not try to contend for a free throw rebound. Once again, trying to conserve a little bit of that energy due to their limited roster size. Spruill on the baseline to McQueen in the paint. Can't get the 4-foot short-range jumper to go. 3:43 left here in the third quarter. Rams leading by 4. 44-40 our score. Cook from 3. She gets it to bounce in, and we have a 1-point ball game. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. 44-43 our score. McQueen in the paint. Shot up, and she will draw the foul. That is going to be on Asia Palmore. By my count, that should be her 3rd personal foul, and indeed it will be, and she'll head to the bench in foul trouble. Harmony Davidson now onto the floor. We're going to see Zion Neat check back in for the Rams here momentarily. She has 3 personal fouls as well. McQueen puts the Rams back up by 3, and she'll step aside as Madison Ferrara will step off as Zion Neat steps on with 3 personal fouls.
And with St. Andrews losing some size here, look for CIU to attack the paint and try to score a lot more on the inside.
Gamble, the turnaround, Jay. Little string music there, nothing but net. Just over 3 minutes to go here. We're back to a 1-point game. The Rams leading 46-45. Watkins on the left wing. Spruill now top of the key inside to Zion Neat on the cut lane along the baseline, but her shot was left short, no good. But a little miscommunication there from St. Andrews, and the ball will roll out of bounds. And it'll be Rams basketball underneath their own basket. 2:51 to go here in the third quarter. Pass poked loose out of bounds by Gamble. 2:49 left here in the third quarter. Over the top rainbow pass to McQueen. Tried penetrating the paint, kicks it back out to Howard on the right side. Shot from outside, no good. Watkins, though, on the offensive putback. She can't get it to go. Neat's putback is blocked. Now Cook's wide open all by herself on the opposite end. And just like that, St. Andrews has regained the lead in this one for the first time since the first quarter when they led 6-5. Wow, how long ago that was. But 2:17 left here in the third quarter. St. Andrews, with just 6 rostered players, are back in command. Just as I say that, the lead changes once again as Watkins gets her shot to go. CIU, that might have been the motivation they needed. The lead now back to 3 with Zion Neat getting the right-handed roll to go off the glass. Cook in transition now for St. Andrews, and she really wasn't defended there. She walked into the lane. Defenders sort of backed off almost. And especially if you're Zion Neat there, who would have had the defensive play, she has to be careful. With 3 personal fouls, you don't want to get one like that in the paint.
Yeah, and in the transition, I think that's in the back of her mind. She realizes that she's in foul trouble. She can't afford to pick up another one. But with transition defense, the first thing you have to do is stop the ball. So somebody has to communicate better on that one.
1:36 left here in the third quarter, 50-49 our score. CIU leading this one. Harmony Davidson now across the timeline, waiting for her teammates to catch up. Graham stands at the top of the key. Graham drives inside, left hand, bounces off the glass and in. St. Andrews retakes the lead, 51-50.
Yeah, Kate, and CIU has to be careful because the longer St. Andrews hangs around, the more confidence they gain. And after a while, they're going to say, shoot, we're winning right now. There's no reason why we can't go out of here with a win.
Davidson now in transitions, 1v1 against Neat, but great defensive play there by Zion to deflect the pass, not draw the foul, knock it out of bounds, and it'll be St. Andrews basketball. Points off the board. .20 seconds on the shot clock. Graham throws it right up on the inbounds. And Natalie Graham with a big-time three-point shot, and their bench isn't deep for St. Andrews. Asia Palmore, the only player currently sitting on that bench, but she sure is celebrating here on the near sideline, cheering on her teammates. As right now, they're holding their biggest lead of the game, 54-50, with just 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. What a turnaround we've had in this one. Definitely not the third quarter that not only Coach Fleming, but I think all of CIU wanted to see from the Lady Rams here. They trail by 4 with 40 seconds left. Davidson inside to Cook. She's going to take one dribble in the paint, kick it out to Graham on the right wing. Shot too strong off the back iron. Spruill can't hang on to the board. It'll roll off her fingertips out of bounds, and it'll stay St. Andrews basketball. .9 seconds left. Right at a 13-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Parker drives in herself. Might have drawn a little contact there. No whistles blow, though. Now headed the opposite way as CIU. Farrar stopped at the low post. She kicks it back up to Spruill. 17 on the game clock. McQueen drives in. CIU's not holding for that last shot, especially down by 4. Board brought down by Gamble. 9 on the shot clock. St. Andrews could really use a bucket here and extend that lead heading into the fourth quarter. Cook drives in the paint. 2 on the shot clock. She has to get one up. Whistles blow, and it's headed the opposite way as Dominique Cook, instead of getting that last-second shot to extend the lead for the night, she's going to pick up her third personal foul. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 10 minutes left in this one, and what a turnaround we've had. 54-50, our score. St. Andrews, a team that traveled here to Columbia with just 6 roster players, which means only 1 available substitute. They lead this one by 4. 10 minutes left, and this one's going to be an exciting finish here in Columbia. Stay tuned. More action still to come here on the CIU Sports Network.
Turn on.
10 minutes left here in the ball game. St. Andrews, the Knights, they lead Columbia International 54-50 here entering the fourth quarter. Kay Crenshaw, Jeff McElwain here with you on the CIU Sports Network. You look at St. Andrews, a team with only 6 rostered players as of now. They have an interim head coach. They're 0-11 on the season, looking for that first win. And right now they're in the driver's seat here in the fourth quarter. Now Zion Neat, that might have given CIU the offensive spark they need. They cut that lead to 1. St. Andrews, you know they're playing with a high level of confidence now, knowing, hey, we have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, I think at first when the game started, they were a little bit afraid of CIU just because of their depth, and they know they're coming off of winning against a very good Montreat team. But it's here early on in the fourth quarter, and they're sticking around with them.
Air ball there from Gamble. Be a turnover. 9:30 to go in the ball game. 30 seconds gone by here in the fourth quarter. Knights lead it by 1. Ball stolen away by Palmore. You can't have sloppy offensive passes there from CIU. Shot deflected there by Howard. Now Farrar in transition. Farrar, Howard, Neat, Sproul, and McQueen, the 5 Rams on the floor. Neat's three-point shot is off the mark, brought down by Graham. 9 minutes to go. Davidson was really left unattended. Neat's there for the defensive stand, and she gets the deflection. Up the floor now, Farrar. Pass right in the breadbasket. She throws a shot up and will draw the foul as Graham went to try to take the offensive charge, which is really all you can do in that moment when you're caught in front of the offensive player in transition. Nonetheless, we're going to see Madison Farrar step to the free throw line now for 2. Natalie Graham, just her second personal foul, as Dominique Cook will step back onto the floor here for St. Andrews. And to go ahead and give you the heads up, if it does get to this point, although right now they've done very well in terms of avoiding foul trouble, but if St. Andrews was to go below the 5 normal player threshold, the game would continue. The game then continues to the point to where you are down to just 1 active player, and if that player does foul out or is unable to continue play before the end of the contest, it will be called. 8:46 to go here in the fourth quarter, all tied up at 54. Dominique Cook left unmatched, but she can't get the three-point shot to go. And I tell you, Jeff, CIU is very lucky that St. Andrews is kind of falling cold offensively, but you know the shots aren't falling for them. They're getting the looks.
Yeah, they're getting wide open looks, leaving shooters wide open in transition. Those just aren't winning plays. And CIU is lucky that they're playing against a team within St. Andrews with only 6 available players, because any other night it'd be very hard to win the way they're playing tonight.
I sure would hate to be in practice with Coach Fleming coming up tomorrow. 8:23 to go here in the fourth quarter, all tied up at 54. 2 close games this week for the Rams. Might come down to the wire. Graham, a three-point shot, airmail. She can't get it to go. And it'll bounce out of bounds. 8:14 left here in the fourth quarter. Just over 8 minutes now. Farrar from 3. Off the mark, wide left. Neat chased that ball so hard out of bounds, she almost ran out the far exit door, but 8 minutes left here and plus 1 second in the fourth quarter in a tie ball game. Obviously, we take you back to Tuesday night in a very similar situation to this in terms of the score. Obviously, CIU got the buzzer beater victory over Montreat College. Zion Neat with the buzzer beater win as Cook put ones off the glass to give St. Andrews the lead once again. Brown now kicks it off to Neat. She's going to try to drive in the paint, keep it herself. It'll rattle out. Offensive board there by Jordan Sproul. Can't get the lucky roll. Brought down by Neat once again. Her board can't go, but Neat takes a hard fall. .7:25 left here in the fourth quarter. 56-54 our score. St. Andrews leading this one. Rams trailing by 2. They really need to get that offensive spark going here as we head down the wire. Brown will take it out of bounds on their own baseline. Inside to Sproul in the paint. Great defensive presence there by St. Andrews to make her miss her first shot, but the second chance points are there for Jordan Sproul, the all-time leading scorer for CIU. Cook on the other end. Shot won't go, but she will draw the foul. Brittany Brown not happy with how that play ended and how she was whistled for the foul. Nonetheless, she'll pick up her second personal here with 7:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Cook at the charity stripe. First free throw up and good for the junior out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. A 1-point ball game here in Columbia. Cook extends the lead to 2 for St. Andrews. Quinnica Howard will bring it up the floor, and she'll interchange with Neat now. Just over 7 to play. Neat inside, left hand. Bucket is good and one. Zion Neat with a big-time bucket there for CIU, really when they need it most to tie this one up, and she has an opportunity for not only a three-point play, but to give the Rams the lead here with 7 minutes to play. Zion Neat, the freshman from Cedar Park, Texas, gets the free throw to fall. And the Rams lead 59-58. Patience Parker now nearly traveled. She's able to stop herself. Cook now on the left wing. She's going to swing it back up top to Gamble. Howard pokes her pass loose, stolen away. Quinnica Howard now in transition, defended by Gamble. Will draw the foul on the other end. And she'll head to the line shooting 2 as Randria Gamble will pick up a personal foul. That'll be the third team foul this quarter for St. Andrews, and more importantly, Randria Gamble's first personal foul. Quick update there on the scoreboard. Howard's first free throw up and good. Fourth team foul now, I should say, for St. Andrews. Howard 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The lead now 3 for CIU. 6:34 to go here in the third quarter. Stolen away once again. A defensive stand there for CIU. Can they convert on the offensive end? There's Neat. Yes, she can. Zion Neat gets the bucket. Finger roll off the glass. 6:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Rams starting to retake control of this one. 63-58. We'll be back with the final 6.5 minutes left in this one in Columbia. Don't go anywhere. This one's just getting exciting. We'll be back for more here on the CIU Sports Network. .6:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. Glad to have you with us here tonight on the CIU Sports Network. Kay Crenshaw here with you on this Thursday evening. 63-58 our score coming out of the timeout. Columbia International having to battle their way back into this one after leading for a majority of the game. That was until midway through the third quarter, and St. Andrews, a team with only 6 rostered players, able to battle back in this one and kind of catch fire there offensively. Their buckets started falling, and for CIU, well, they couldn't buy a bucket. St. Andrews ties this one up to start the fourth quarter. Columbia International, though, has caught fire here late offensively. They lead by 5, 63-58, as Dominique Cook steps to the free throw line. Her first shot up and good. We see Hannah Trawick step on for Madison Farrar for CIU. Howard, Neat, Trawick, Brown, and McQueen, the 5 Rams on the floor. And on Neat's drive, she will draw a foul. It's on Randria Gambrell, just her second personal foul. That will be St. Andrews' 5th team foul. And that'll send Zion Neat to the charity stripe. .606 left here in the fourth quarter. 63-60 our score. Neat first free throw up and good. And the second just the same. CIU backed off of the full court pressure now here in this close one. The Rams lead by 5 inside to Cook. She's going to be defended there by Howard. She's able to kick it back outside. Now to Graham. Corner from Gamble. 3-point corner shot. No good from the left side by Gamble. Rebound corralled by Zion Neat. Dumps off to Hannah Trawick after the drive. Trawick with her first points of today's game. And they come at a big-time moment here. 67-60 our score with 5.5 minutes to go. Inside to Cook from 15 feet out. She can't get the mid-range jumper to go. The Rams starting to get some offensive consistency, but just as I say that, Zion Neat whistled for the travel. .5:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. 67-60 our score. St. Andrews could really use a bucket here to kind of get some momentum across the final 5 minutes, because this game is still winnable for them. On a high pass, Zion Neat tries to go for it. Not only does she pick up her 4th personal foul now, so she's obviously going to have to check out, but Dominique Cook kind of suffered a hard fall there. She appears to be okay. We'll see Zion Neat head to the bench. Her day may be done with 4 fouls. But MC Outlaw onto the floor now for Columbia International, the junior from Florence. 5 minutes left here in the ball game. They go inside to Palmore. Cross court to Graham. St. Andrews 3-point shot up off the front rim. Trawick with the rebound. Up the floor now to Brown. It might not have been exactly how they drew it up, but Brown's shot won't go. 4:40 left in the fourth quarter. Parker across half court. She's going to be defended by Howard. She moves left side now in the paint on the mid post from Cook. Off the front rim. Rebound corralled by Outlaw. Howard in the corner to Brown. Rams leading by 7. 4:18 left. Trawick's pass. She's able to recover it after it was nearly stolen away. Bounces it off the back iron. Cook now with the rebound in transition. Keeps it herself. Going the other way. Won't get the lucky bounce. Brought offensive board there by Palmore. CIU thought they had the the jump ball, as Quinnica Howard and Palmore both went for it. Howard whistled for the foul, and she's slow to get up, possibly nursing an ankle or maybe a foot problem. She appears to be okay. I think we're going to see her check out maybe for a rest. This Kanaya Watkins will step back onto the floor. .402 left in the ball game, and I believe Palmore may have had a contact fallout. She's getting some attention here on the near sideline by the St. Andrews athletic staff. She appears to be okay to step back on to shoot these free throws. And down 7 with 4 minutes left. And at the free throw line, not the best time to lose a contact, but hopefully she has her eyesight squared away here. First free throw off the front rim. Games are won and lost from the charity stripe. Second free throw, string music, nothing but net there from Palmore. 6-point ball game here with under 4 to play in Columbia. MC Outlaw now in the corner to Brown. They're going to swing it back left side to McQueen. 67-61 our score. Watkins inside to McQueen in the paint. She's going to drive in high post. Bucket good off the glass. The lead back to 8. 3:33 in the ball game. The Rams can try to hang on to this one. They would continue making history. They've already doubled their overall and conference win total from last season, and they still have 6 games left after tonight, not to mention they also would continue a record-setting year in conference play. So far, 6-8 in AAC play. This win could possibly be 7 as McQueen gets the bucket to go and will draw the foul. The 6 wins already a program record for conference wins for CIU as McQueen gets the bucket to fall and draws the foul. And that'll be Asia Palmore's 5th personal foul. Her day is done here with 3 minutes left. And that's a big-time problem for St. Andrews. We're going to have a timeout taken by the Knights here as they are down to 5 active players. Now, the rule does state here in NAIA you can continue play until you just have 1 player left, and once they're gone, if they have to foul out or cannot continue play before the end of the contest will end. So 3:01 left here in this one. Not too many Knights are in foul trouble in terms of having 4 personal and right on the verge of that 5th foul that takes you out of the game. But they still need to be careful here going down the stretch. Our score here, 71-63. Columbia International leading this one, which has been a dogfight. Back and forth. Columbia International holding on to the lead for the majority of the game, and then St. Andrews caught fire. Columbia International started making some mistakes there midway through the 3rd quarter. St. Andrews able to capitalize on those mistakes and not only tie up the ball game, but take a lead as high as 4 in this one here in the 4th quarter. The Rams, though, have regained control in a game that many thought they had maybe from the very beginning, and maybe that's something that the Rams thought as well and didn't really give this game much thought once the opposing team always showed up with 6 players. 3:01 left here in the 4th quarter. Jordan McQueen at the free throw line, shooting 1. Her first free throw and only free throw, rims out, brought down by Hannah Trawick for the offensive board. That's a big-time play coming off the bench for Hannah Trawick as she gets the offensive putback. The lead now back to double digits for the first time since near halftime. But Cook responds on the other end just as I say that and cuts it down to 8. 2:40 left in the ball game. Watkins now on the opposite end of the floor. Right-handed runner, good off the glass for the Rams. 75-65 our score. 2.5 to go here in Columbia. Watkins nearly had the steal. Parker hangs on to it now inside to Cook. Shot up, no good off the front rim. Brought down by McQueen looked at the three-point shot instead to MC Outlaw from three. Off the mark. Brought down by Cook. 2:05 to go here in the ball game. 10 points separate these two squads. Jump ball. And obviously this game is heated. Lots of emotions. Especially when it's been back and forth like it has been. Jump ball will stay, though, for Knight's possession. We're going to see MC Outlaw check out. Zion Neat, though, 4 personal fouls, steps back onto the floor. She's had a strong game. She is the Rams' leading scorer. But she does have those 4 personal fouls. One more, her day is done. 1:59 left. Neat, after the deflection, she's in transition. Behind the back pass, beautiful to Brown, but it rims out. What a beautiful pass there from Zion Neat. Like a Steph Curry pass there from the Golden State Warriors behind the back. So possession will bounce out of bounds, but last touch by the Rams. So St. Andrews will keep it underneath their own basket. 1:45 to go. Inbounds once again poked out by the Rams. I believe that was Brown. It indeed was. 1:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. 10 points separate these two squads. St. Andrews really needs points here if they want to battle back. Cook gets it inside in the paint. Leaves the shot short. Trawick with a rebound. Stolen away, though, by Davidson. And Davidson tries to pass it inside to Parker. And he's poked loose by Watkins out of bounds. Sproul will check back in now for Hannah Trawick and the Rams. Here with 1:34. Rams lead it by 10. Parker's inbounds pass is stolen away by the Rams. Neat in transition now. And she takes a hard fall to the floor there in transition. Her shot off the mark, but she will head to the line shooting two as Rendrea Gamble will pick up the personal foul. I do believe that is her third personal. And indeed it will. Zion Neat sinks the first of her 2 free throws. That makes the lead now 11. Here with 1:29 left. Coming up post-game, we will sit down with head coach Danielle Fleming of the Rams to recap this game as Zion Neat sinks her second free throw as well. The lead now is 12 for the Rams, 77-65 our score. They lead St. Andrews. You look at this Columbia International team hot off of a buzzer beater win just this past Tuesday, 2 days ago over Montreat College, looking to continue their role. On the flip side, St. Andrews, a team 0-11 on the season. They're down to just 6 rostered players, 5 still active in this game after Palmore fouled out earlier in the fourth quarter. They've had a coaching change midseason, looking to right the ship and get a victory here. And oh, are they so close. And they have shown such promise here in this game. Columbia International coming out of the timeout, leading, though, by 12 with 1.5 minutes to play. 90 seconds away from the buzzer. Rams lead it by 12. Parker picks up her dribble there on the right side. 5 feet out from the three-point line. Gamble inside to Davidson. And Davidson with the left-hander good off the glass. Leads down to 10. 1:09 to go in the ballgame. Watkins dribble poked loose. And I believe that's going to be Patience Parker whistled for the personal foul there as she poked the dribble of Watkins loose. And that'll send Watkins to the free throw line shooting two. First free throw is up and good. Lead back to 11. Make that lead 12. 1:06 to play here in the ball game. Rams lead it 79-67. Parker now on the right side. She's going to be defended by Watkins here in the 2-3 zone. Cook on the left side. shot off the mark, brought down by Zion Neat. 43 seconds here on the game clock, as Harmony Davidson will foul to stop the clock. And the only issue you're going to run into there if you continue to do that is you may just run out of players if you're St. Andrews. 42.5 seconds left in the ball game. 79-67 our score. Make it 80 for now for the Rams. They lead by 13 as Neat will sink the first of her 2 free throws. All 4 CIU Rams back on the defensive end. Neat, once again, 2 for 2 on that trip from the charity stripe. 40 seconds on the game clock. Roughly 12 seconds separate the game clock from the shot clock. And Parker's pass is going to be stolen away by Brown in transition. Bucket off the glass and good. Now with just 1 second separating game clock and shot clock. 83-67 our score. Parker once again picking up her dribble. Goes cross court to Cook now here on the left side. She's going to be defended by Brown. 18 ticks left on the clock. Cook spins inside. Throws up a shot with the left hand. No good. And as Davidson tries putting it back up, Spruill whistled for the foul. And that's going to be the end of Jordan Spruill's day. That's going to be her 5th personal foul. Kiara Alston will step on for the final 12 seconds here as the 5th Ram on the floor. For St. Andrews, though, Harmony Davidson, senior guard from Manassas, Virginia, will step on here with 12 seconds left. 83-67 our score. Obviously a 16-point lead for the Rams, but that wasn't the case for the majority of the game. You have to tip your cap to St. Andrews for how they came here and how they competed. For the circumstances they faced this year, as the first free throw is good from Davidson, you have to tip your cap to them for their effort. They just played with pure heart here today in Columbia. Rainbow shot and in as Neat will go up the court, much like Tom Brady on the other end, as Brown gets the lucky roll in. Brown once again intercepts the inbounds to McQueen. 5 seconds left here on the clock. And they'll throw it in, and this will all but do it here as Cook drives inside. Gets the bucket to go with the left hand. 1 second on the clock. Neat just has to throw it in. And the buzzer will sound. Final score here in Columbia, 87-71. Columbia International picks up the win over St. Andrews University. With the win, CIU improves to 9-10 on the regular season and 7-8 in AAC play. Columbia International continuing the tremendous season that they've had thus far here in 2020 and now in 2021. Obviously just 5 wins away now from tying the program record for wins in a single season dating back to the 2014-2015 season, where the Lady Rams went 14-15 overall. Sitting at 9-10 now. There are 6 games left after tonight for CIU. If they go 5-1 across those last 6, or possibly even 6-0, this season will forever be in the history books. We'll bring you post-game here shortly. We'll also talk with head coach Danielle Fleming about this game and really get her perspective on it, as the Rams get the 16-point victory here today in Columbia. We'll be back with head coach Danielle Fleming in moments on the CIU Sports Network post-game show on the CIU Sports Network. Back here on the CIU postgame here on the CIU Sports Network. Kate Crenshaw now joined by head coach of the Rams, Danielle Fleming. Coach, obviously not the game you probably had envisioned. Probably stretched a little bit, turned a few of those hairs more gray than you started out with in today's game. Not that you have gray hair, obviously, but
I do now.
Tough, hard-fought win. Take me through your team today.
Oh, man. Well, we came out, I felt like we came out kind of sluggish. We wanted to press and really couldn't get our rhythm. That was the biggest thing. I don't think we could find our rhythm. We were 2 for 20 at half from the 3, and, you know, that's a zone. That's the purpose of a zone, is to make you shoot, and that's what they did. They did a good job, and we just couldn't hit. So second half, just wanting to come out and really attack more in the zone, try to get it low to the short corner, try to get that skip pass, you know, things like that. I thought Jordan McQueen did a great job from attacking from the opposite side, getting a couple and-1. So that was good. And then Zion in the fourth quarter just kind of went off for us and kind of picked us up. We went back to a zone, and that's the game.
And Zion seems to be a player that you're counting on more and more as the season continues, getting the start today. Obviously, go back to Tuesday, she gets the buzzer beater shot to go in with the win over Montreat. Yeah. What's the impact she's had on this team, and kind of describe her emerging role with your team?
She is she's amazing. And I say that just as an amazing kid, 4.0 kid, comes to the gym every day, gets shots up today. She came at noon, you know. And it's paying off for her. I trust her because she puts the work in. And even when she's sluggish or whatever, she still somehow makes an impact, whether that's rebounding, stealing the ball. And then today, you know, she had some really great finishes, hit some clutch free throws for us. So, and that's a lot to ask of a freshman. I mean, she's a true freshman. And her impact is pretty good on our team. I really enjoy her.
You look back on Tuesday against Montreat, you called it a gutsy win. Today, you know, a back-and-forth game, but you guys are once again able to pull it out. Heading into Montreat coming up this Saturday here at home with a 2 p.m. tip-off. How do you go about practice tomorrow, preparing your girls, watching film? What's the biggest game plan and mindset you're going to give your team against Reinhardt?
I know it's going to have to be perseverance is the key word. We played 2 games this week and got another home game. So right now we're 6-2, I believe, at home, and we kind of have pride in that. Take pride in your home court. We lost it on the first time, and it was a good game against Reinhardt. They're at the top of our league. So we got to come in here one quarter at a time, one possession at a time, and stick through it. I don't really care if your legs hurt. I don't care if you're tired. That's what ice and foam rollers are for. You got to dig deep here. We got to get this one on Saturday. So that's the message to them. And they know that. They know I don't care about their fatigue. They got to fight through it.
There you go. She's Danielle Fleming. Coach, thank you for joining us here today.
No, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us here as well for today's game as Columbia International gets the win, 87-71. Over St. Andrews. Until Saturday at 2 p.m., for everyone here at CIU, I am Kate Crenshaw. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, remember to smile.